Justice Department is doing is wrong on all manner of counts. These are ultra-virus, unenforceable, unlawful subpoenas. And that committee should never have been formed. I'm trying to do my duty to this country. I'm in an untenable position. The Constitution is on my side on this.
Trump advisor Peter Navarro lashing out after his arrest Friday. The Department of Justice charged him with contempt of Congress for refusing to cooperate with the January 6th committee. As public hearings get underway this week, Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre has a closer look at the criminal investigation.
As Congress presents televised hearings and the story of the January 6th attack on the Capitol unfolds, the Justice Department has been increasingly drawn into the political fallout of the House investigation.
I have represented myself pro se.
On Friday, in a dramatic escalation, the Justice Department reached into the Trump White House, indicting former aide Peter Navarro for contempt of Congress for refusing to cooperate with the House Select Committee. The same charges filed against Trump ally Steve Bannon back in January. Bannon has pleaded not guilty. But DOJ notified House investigators it would not charge former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and his deputy, who both offered some level of cooperation with the committees. Leaders of the committee called the decision puzzling, but the Justice Department appeared to be establishing its independence. DOJ's focus, what prosecutors believe to be clear-cut crimes, with a heavy emphasis on who planned and conducted the worst attack on the Capitol in modern history. The Justice Department's criminal investigation quietly has continued to gather momentum, with the FBI uncovering disturbing allegations. Agents have recently identified 2 alleged major conspiracies, specific plots to use force to block Joe Biden from becoming president. And authorities say both conspiracies were hatched well in advance of January 6th. 2 anti-government groups with far-right leanings, the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, are being portrayed as the primary soldiers in these conspiracies. An ABC News extensive review of charges and recent guilty pleas paint a stark and dark picture.
We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you.
It was just after 10 a.m. as the Save America rally for President Trump began to build steam that the FBI says 100 members of the Proud Boys gathered at the Washington Monument and decided to make their way to the grounds of the U.S. Capitol. They were soon surrounded by an ever-increasing and boisterous crowd, furious at the prospect that Congress was about to certify Joe Biden as president. By 12:53, the Proud Boys' number had swollen to roughly 300. Then a critical moment. Suddenly, the FBI says an apparent member of the Proud Boys becomes the first person to breach Capitol barriers. All hell breaks loose.
It looked like a medieval battle scene. You know, some of the most brutal combat I've ever encountered.
By 2:14 p.m., prosecutors say this alleged Proud Boy, Dominic Pizzola, who has pleaded not guilty, used a riot shield he stole from a Capitol police officer to break a window of the Capitol, clearing the way for the mob.
It's shocking. We've never seen anything like this. And what is the most shocking part of it is, if you think about how are they going to stop the certification, there's only one way that you could stop it, and that is to violently interfere with the counting of the votes.
New allegations claim that the Proud Boys had formed a so-called Ministry of Self-Defense, and that on January 4th, 2 days before the attempted insurrection, the group actively discussed a plan to attack the Capitol. The FBI says the group had even developed a written plan that laid out an effort to occupy federal buildings here in Washington. The Oath Keepers, meanwhile, had been amassing an arsenal and had deployed members just outside the city, even stashing arms at local hotels, according to the FBI, which claims they were prepared to use lethal force if necessary. One senior member of the Proud Boys has pleaded guilty to a conspiracy to disrupt the certification of Joe Biden's electors. And 3 senior leaders of the Oath Keepers have pleaded guilty to a seditious conspiracy to prevent Biden from taking power. All are cooperating with the Justice Department's investigation.
And what they did was, one word, they conspired. They conspired together, and what we don't know is who else did they conspire with. And that's what DOJ needs to continue to seek to find out.
A number of critical questions remain. Among them, who provided the money for the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, and others to travel, stay in hotels, and to buy weapons? And who else, if anyone, knew of specific plans by these two groups to block Biden's certification by force. Prosecutors also say the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers were involved with or discussed providing security to a number of VIPs associated with former President Trump that day. Roger Stone and Michael Flynn among them. The Justice Department appears to be trying to see if there was a convergence involving money or coordination between those who organized a political rally and those who organized violence. The investigation expanding, clearly far from over.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.